If it seems like I don't care that much about the existential risk of AI, it's because I kind of don't. Somebody asked me this in my DMs a few weeks ago. It actually took me a few weeks to figure out how to answer it because I had to get past that knee jerk reaction of feeling personally attacked at the idea that I wouldn't care about how AI harms people, which is something that I highly recommend learning how to regulate if you want to build an audience, lest you turn into J.K. Rowling. The idea behind existential risk is that there are hypothetical events or scenarios that could damage human well being on a global scale. This can be anything from endangering modern civilization to human extinction events. It's not a particularly well defined term, but when we talk about it, we do tend to talk about things like nuclear war, global pandemics, and the climate emergency. Some people also put AI into the category of an existential risk, specifically the scenario in which AI becomes so super intelligent that it's able to outcompete humans and render us useless. This is not a scenario that I'm particularly concerned with. This is partially because artificial general intelligence doesn't really have a definition. There's no criteria that you'd have to meet in order to get there. And these days, a lot of the people who tend to talk about it as a big concern are also the people running the big AI companies. So the idea that you're super concerned about this super intelligent AI while you also continue to develop it in that direction to the point that most of your safety team quits just seems kind of contradictory. But the bigger thing is that my concerns around AI tend to be a little more practical and they tend to be a little bit more grounded in the people who have power to influence it, implement it, and drive change in the future. I am really concerned about how AI might contribute to our current climate emergency. I'm concerned about how it might exacerbate existing health inequalities, class inequalities, just general inequality worldwide. I'm concerned around the fact that many of the data sets are very Eurocentric and very Western and very English heavy, and how that might influence people's perceptions and understandings of other cultures. And I'm concerned about how these systems will shape things like creativity as we go forward. And in some ways, I do think that these are existential risks, particularly as it relates to the climate emergency. But if it seems like I'm not concerned about the existential risk of AGI, it's because I'm really not.